No one cares what you know until they know how much you care. Now, metaphorically speaking, within the course, I call the chapter What Sets You Claim, on the account of gang banging, gang culture, unity, cult, whatever you want to call it, a unit, an army, a militia, people that work together for the greater good of their common good. The big reason why they're so committed to that target, that gang, that army, that cult, that team, that squad, the reason why they're committed to that is because they have a certain perception about themselves, right? They have a certain identity, a certain self-image about themselves. You got to understand why they're there and their motivation. And the easiest way to do that is their purpose, their vision, and their goals. Everyone living has a purpose. Regardless if they consciously or unconsciously know what it is, they have a purpose. They have to identify with themselves, right? They have to see exactly what their self-image and who they believe they are to know exactly what that purpose is. So one, what's their purpose? Purpose is always going to affect the vision. Once you have a strong purpose, just once you have a purpose in general, right? We're not talking about what's right or what's wrong or success and non-success. We're just talking about the standards of everyone has a purpose. Once there's a purpose, whether it's to build a multi-million-dollar business or whether it's just to pay the bills, then you're going to have a vision. Now, what is the vision? What's the ultimate outcome of what you want to happen? And then from that point, you're going to have goals. These are targets. These are things you need to do to get there. So the best way to understand why someone is there, why someone's actually hopping on the phone call, why someone is actually attempting to possibly get some help or get some type of service in their business, and what is their motivation, you got to know their purpose, you got to know their vision, and you got to know their goals. Think about it as if you're a surgeon, or if you're a doctor, or if you're a specialist. You're looking for symptoms, right? If you go to the doctor's office and you sit down, they don't, within the first 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes, just start telling you exactly what they think is wrong with you. What they start doing is discovering, asking questions. They start probing, they start moving body parts, they start measuring, right? They start using tools and technology to get the data that they need. And that's the same thing you're gonna do. You're gonna assess for symptoms. You're not telling them why they're right. You're not telling them why they're wrong. You're understanding them. You're really genuinely trying to see who they self-identify themselves as, which that is super important. I can't stress that enough. Not who they are, not what their occupation says they are, not what their income or their lifestyle says they are, but who do they self-identify themselves as. Remember this key: we act, interact, and attack based on our imagery. So if you can change a person's mental image, you will very quickly change their emotions, their feelings, which changes their actions, which ultimately changes their results, right? The quickest way to do that is by getting them in new surroundings, getting them in new environments. But over the phone call that we're talking about, as far as high ticket, closing, big profit enrolling on a sales enrollment call, you do that with vivid words, with asking a lot of questions, with getting them to really open up and really explain, right? Again, think about you being a doctor and looking for them symptoms, right? Getting them to vividly open up their mouth and explain every little detail, and the script will help you do that. But again, you have to help people change their mental imagery. And once you can do that, then you could force them into action.
We represent for y'all. We represent for GA. Now time.